It is likely that most of the new TV programs Wilk and Wilk produced for the season will be canceled. Most of the new shows they produced last season were canceled due to insufficient viewership. Okay, so far we're saying most of our new programs will be canceled because most of the new shows that we produced last season were canceled. Furthermore, their new shows are all police dramas, and few police dramas have been popular in recent years. So our conclusion is it's likely that most of the new TV programs we produce this year will be canceled because most of them were last year, and because our shows are police dramas and few of them have been popular in recent years. What is the flaw here? Like, does this guarantee that is likely that most of them will be
Well, no, I mean, it's a new season, so there could be new, better shows.
right? And I'm also thinking like, well, maybe there haven't been many police dramas in the recent years, or maybe they're like everything else is washed up, so they're trying something new because what happened last season didn't work.
Yeah, and also too, it says that most of their new shows were canceled, but obviously not all. So like maybe they were one of the few people that produced a good police drama that wasn't canceled.
Well, it's talking about it is using like most of our news, and they're saying most of like ours last year. So we are comparing apples to apples there.
Oh, most of the new shows that they produced.
But I get what you're saying about police dramas is like maybe none of their
Yeah,
police dramas last year got canceled.
yeah,
That was yeah. But this turns out to be a strengthening question. So we're trying to prove that it's likely that they are going to be canceled.
yes.
So what would you predict here? Like what would make it so that most of them are going to be canceled?
That most of them will be canceled. So something like they're bad at making police dramas or something. Like that people didn't like their police that they've
Yeah, people
already.
already didn't like the
Yeah,
police dramas. Yes.
yeah.
All right, go ahead and start with A.
Wilk and Wilk have produced more new shows for this season than they produced last season. That doesn't strengthen it.
No, like we're just gonna try more. We're gonna throw more at you and see if you like it.
Yeah. Most of the new shows that Wilk and Wilk produced last year were police dramas. Okay.
I truly would have left this one open.
Yeah, I am gonna leave it open.
Okay.
Okay. None of the shows that Wilk and Wilk produced last year were not canceled were police dramas. This one is so confusing, the wording. None of the shows that Wilk and Wilk produced last year that were not canceled were police dramas. So all of the shows that were canceled were police dramas.
None of the shows that Wilk and Wilk produced last year that were not canceled were not. Yeah, so I think what this is saying is all of the shows that they produced that were canceled were police dramas.
Yes. So that definitely doesn't strengthen it. Oh, wait. No, it does.
Wait, strengthen. We're trying to strengthen. They will all be none of the shows that Wilk and Wilk produced last year. Oh, none of the shows that weren't canceled were police dramas. So, the shows that survived of the shows that survived, none were
Yeah.
police dramas.
Oh, so then that weakens it. Right? Because it's saying like,
Well, you're assuming that police dramas could potentially be good because they're different. I think C is very irrelevant.
okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah. I also feel like, to be completely honest, I probably would have crossed this one out already because it's kind of like,
You're like, I don't even know what this is saying. Yeah, though
yeah.
that took me a minute. Like none of the shows that were not canceled. So essentially, the shows that survived were not police dramas. That doesn't mean that just because we're creating police dramas this year that they're not going to be canceled,
Right.
or they are going to be canceled.
Right.
I feel like it's maybe a minor strengthener. All right, what about
Yeah.
you?
All of the new shows that Wilk and Wilk produced last year that were canceled were police dramas. This is good because it shows that people already didn't like them.
Yeah, and I love how strong this all that were of the new shows that were canceled last year were police dramas. All right, and what about E?
None of the most popular television shows last year were police dramas. I would cross this one out. The reason I would cross this one out too is also because they're talking about like sufficient and insufficient viewership, but just because a show is popular,
yes,
doesn't mean that it has.
There's a lot of like mildly strengtheners in here. Like, yeah, E mildly strengthened it, but yeah, just because it's not most popular doesn't mean it's not going to be canceled.
Right.
Awesome. And why is B wrong?
Most of the shows. Well, because okay, if most of the shows were police dramas, that doesn't mean that those were the shows that got canceled.
True. There was at least one overlap, right? If like most of the new shows they produce, or the other thing is, these are just talking about shows in general, not new shows. Such a minor detail.
Right.
And so where this is more specific, where it and D, we actually say new shows.
Yeah.